Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving deep into the latest Subnautica 2 news. The developers have just released a new devlog and there's a lot of information for us to unpack, from new creatures and biomes to new gameplay mechanics. We'll explore everything we know so far and speculate about what's to come in early access. Subnautica 2 is a highly anticipated sequel to our beloved underwater survival series, set on an entirely new alien ocean world as we know so far. This installment promises to expand upon the exploration and survival elements that us as fans adore. We know that the game is going to be developed using Unreal Engine 5, which means that we can definitely expect stunning visuals and more immersive environments. In the recent developer vlog, design lead Anthony shared some exciting updates for us. As we know so far, cooperative multiplayer will be coming to Subnautica 2. This is probably the most exciting features for all of us, as this is what we've been begging for ages, since the game first ever came out. So for the first time in the series, Subnautica will feature optional co-op multiplayer, allowing up to 4 players to explore together. This edition opens up new possibilities for collaborative exploration and survival strategies, and it'll be very interesting to see how this works, because they're going to have to design everything around multiplayer as well as single player, so that both sides can have the same story and the same fun. I'm very interested to see how they're going to implement this with submersibles. As we know in the first game, the Cyclops is technically supposed to be manned by 3 people. So in this new game, they're probably going to have vehicles that 4 people can ride together. This could mean that one person's steering the vehicle and the other person's on the cameras and then one person's manning the engine. The only thing we know so far is the vehicle that has been shown to us in the cinematic trailer. For me, it looks very similar to the sea truck from Below Zero, but I really do hope they're going to add a bigger vehicle, something like the Cyclops, for us as a team to travel in. I think it would be great for the game, and I'm sure they will add something like that into it. The next thing we're going to talk about here is the enhanced base building that we have been shown. The base building system has been completely overhauled, which has received some criticism already without us seeing anything, because all the fans, and me myself, love the current base building system. We think it's perfect and unique. But after seeing the new dev vlog, we can see that they're still sticking to the OG base building, but with some twists to it. So for example, we construct the poles ourselves, or like the legs that the base stands on. I believe that this will offer more customization options and structural complexity. So we used to always put foundations down to keep the structure, but now maybe you can add different things to make the base look nicer and more complex. The next thing I'm talking about is the creatures that we've been shown in the cinematic trailer. We haven't been shown too much, but we've seen some normal passive fish and then this slightly bigger creature, and it's interesting to see. We don't know yet if it's aggressive or friendly, but I think it'll be a mix between both, because in the devlog you can see it looking at some light source, and then when it sees the player, it shields itself away with fins, kind of protecting itself rather than attacking us. The devs may change this, and we also see that it can interact with the environment, as we see it headbutting or kind of charging into the ground, which may provide a source of terraforming. I believe that the devs will use some kind of AI or advanced algorithm for the creatures, as it will make the game much more immersive, as we saw with that fish, as it looked into the light source and then reacted to the player and shielded itself away. It's nothing that we've seen before, so I believe that this will be a great addition to the game. Now I'm going to be moving on to the last part of what we've been shown, and this is the DNA modification mechanic. This is a new gameplay mechanic which will enable players to modify their DNA using alien species, which will enhance our abilities to adapt and survive in different conditions and environments in the game. I believe that this will be part of the main storyline. I think that we'll be sent into this new world to look for new cures or modifications to the human body by some kind of company, similar to Altera. This was supposed to be in the first game. There was this tool that never got used, which you could combine genetics to make new creatures, so they wanted to do it clearly before, but now they're going to use it into this game, and I feel like it will be much more fleshed out and it will be much more important to the main mechanics of the game and the storyline. So now that we've covered most of the new things that we've been shown, I want to go into my personal predictions and hopes for the games. Based on the information available and the community discussions we've had, here are my personal predictions. I believe that there's going to be an evolving ecosystem which will be much more dynamic, with player actions influencing the environment and creature behaviours like I've previously mentioned. I also believe that there's going to be integrated storytelling, and the narrative may be more integrated into the gameplay. There's going to be missions and objectives that naturally unfold through exploration and discovery. So it's going to be a combination between Below Zero and the first game. Below Zero went wrong when we had a very linear storyline, and in the first game you kind of discovered everything yourself. So I feel they're going to kind of combine the two to make it better. So we're going to have some clear objectives we need to do, but you discover them by yourself, by finding certain technology or new creatures that you scan, something like that. I believe that there could also be an option for enhanced survival mechanics, such as factors like body temperature and exposure to toxins. I do think that there will be a new biome that's completely toxic to go into, and that we need special equipment to be able to go into it. Just like in the Lost River in the first game, where there are those pits with resources, that when you leave the prawn suit you get hurt. I feel like they're going to integrate that into a whole biome. That's all we know so far, and those are my predictions so far. If you have any suggestions or any predictions for this game, feel free to comment down below, and I'll be more than interested to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to be much more consistent in uploading, and we'll drop a new video as soon as we get any new information on the new Subnautica game. So if you want to stay up to date with Subnautica content, then make sure to subscribe and put your notifications on. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And if you didn't, I'll be more than happy to know why, so I can improve in future content. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you guys next time.